Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves on the cusp of let me do that one more time, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves on the cusp of Disney's big venture into the world of streaming, even courting a war in the process, we thought it'd be nice to stay up to date on the ever-growing catalog and rule on what's a must or a bust on Disney Plus. And tonight we're asking the question, what if Chala became a Star-Lord? All right. With us tonight is Claude Karinga. We're working out some technical issues still, so bear with us, guys. We're not going to talk over Claude. Claude's not going to talk over us. We're going to try and make it work. Claude, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So, Claude, I'll throw it to you first. What do you think of this episode?
Yeah, I pretty much enjoyed it. It was nice hearing Chadwick as T'Challa one more time since he passed. And I like all the action in it with him as Star-Lord and seeing Thanos as kind of like a good guy instead of as a villain. And the whole twist near the end with the whole plan that they had this whole time, and with the Collector and everything he's doing.
Yeah.
So overall, it was a good episode.
Cool. And Dragon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we're going to see Chadwick pop up a few more times, right?
Yes, I don't know. I want to say the few more times.
I don't know in how big of a capacity, but
yeah. I know I'm pretty sure he's going to pop up at least one more time this season, then probably next season. I think that's what the breakdown is in terms of if it's going to be multiple times. But at the very least, they'll probably be during that big Avengers lineup money shots. He's probably going to be back again this season. I imagine the end of the season, but that's my speculation. Also in the comments, Honeybee, hello.
Hey, Honeybee, how goes it? I like that you're sticking to your classic username. It's like the classic Coke version of Honeybee.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Dragon, what do you think?
I thought this was an amazing episode. Honestly, in retrospect, premiere worthy, especially if they do end on that Avengers lineup thing. It really probably would have behooved them to start with this and then probably end with that. But again, we'll have to see how they end this.
To be fair, they started with the first Avenger, so I think that's appropriate.
I mean, look, I'm not going to poo-poo that at all. I'm just saying, knowing that we're going to see, the T'Challa Star-Lord again, and basically building a team. Most likely, it seems like, yeah. And I don't know. For all I know, Captain Carter's going to be on that team, so I don't know. At the end of the day, it's probably going to work out the way it's going to work out. But regardless, this episode has a lovely tribute to Chadwick Boseman, one of the most lovely tributes I've seen. It's a fun full-on taste of the domino effect of what if, of what could happen. Like we kind of saw a specific character in kind of applied to a what if story with the last episode. This one's like a full-on. If you change this, there's going to be a bigger domino effect of all the various things that change with this character in this position. I will say I still notice a few minor holes, but to be fair, I think it was just something that kind of there's like a gimme effect that's applied to what if that I think is going to be in all the episodes. I think it's kind of something it's the whole we don't care thing, Tiki. It's this thing of what if again has the ripple effects at play, but also it's we're in kind of a multiversal arena, so why
Dragon,
not?
What if is it's basically like a treasure trove for the CinemaSins crowd.
Exactly. So in that regards, there's a few things that are holes that I could find easily excusable because it's in the multiverse vein. So why it doesn't kill it by any stretch, but if you overthink it, it's maybe it doesn't align, but again, it's the whole universe is a little different as well. So But anyways, regardless, I had a great time with this. I had some huge laugh out loud moments that I was enjoying myself, grinning ear to ear on this. I really liked it.
All right, so the comments are popping this time around, guys. Happy to see it. So we got Metali on board. Metali, we'll definitely get you on soon. Thanks for sticking it out. He was our alternate in case the audio issues went wrong with Claude, but we got Claude. So Metali, we'll be sure to get you on board for a future one of these. And then let's see. That guy says, I've seen people complain about good Thanos, and I don't mind. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I kind of agree with Honeybee. I like this terminology. Like, he's so good that he's Steven Universe to Thanos. Like, that's a pretty good verbiage to describe it. Like, that is good terminology.
So, like the diamonds when they got redeemed, basically.
Yeah. Honeybee says, I effing love homie Thanos. Yeah, Dragon, what do you think of Thanos? Oh, Dragon's good. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, I am all on board for Thanos, but what I love about this episode just overall is I feel like episode 1 was kind of like I think it was appropriate because it was kind of like dipping your toe into the waters of what if. It's like, okay, here's a familiar story. We're not going to change much. We're going to switch the roles around a little. We're going to, I thought the biggest ripple effect in that story was probably the Iron Man suit, like the proto Iron Man suit. This is a whole other ball game, man. This is just like, as Dragon said, it's like you change one thing and it's like, oh, okay. Like suddenly Thanos is a good guy. We don't have the Infinity War saga. To a lot of people's delight, Chris Pratt ends up working at a Dairy Queen.
Okay, two things. Okay, one, there is a nickname for this Thanos that Josh Brolin has given him, and I think Tiki really appreciate it. You're going to love it.
Oh, please, please tell me.
Yeah. SoCal Thanos.
SoCal Thanos. Oh my god.
That's what Josh Brolin calls it. He calls it SoCal Thanos.
SoCal Thanos is my bro.
Also, with the Dairy Queen, I'm a big proponent of the Dairy Queen, and ever since it showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which basically, for any who might have forgotten, because it's been a while, that's where Ego and Meredith Quill met each other. It became a Dairy Queen. That's the significance of that location. But also, they have the best hot dogs ever. I love the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Mutali does point out one of the biggest surprises of the episode for me. This was a risk, and I thought it paid off. The Guardians of the Galaxy don't form. We get a quick cameo from Drax, and that's it. No Rocket, no Groot. Nebula's in it, but not Gamora. Yeah. And honestly, that was ballsy. And I give Marvel props for not going the easy route and like having T'Challa be like, okay, guys, I'm the perfect leader who's just gonna like whip this team into shape. And no, like we went a completely different direction with that. And of course, we got to talk about one of my all-time favorite MCU characters who just gets like he just keeps getting better and better every time he shows up. Freaking Yondu.
Yep, good old Yondu. Also, with now, because the Ravagers, thanks to T'Challa, they have a dental plan. So both Yondu and Kraglin, they got great teeth. But yeah, Michael Rooker, he kills it.
Yeah, Yondu is just such a wonderful character, such a solid like foundation. Like he like really just brings such a humanity to the cosmic universe whenever he shows up. So and then of course with the Ravagers, I mean let's talk about like the big laugh moment right at the start. The subversion of the Who.
Korath, man. Korath Jamin Hansu had such a great time this episode.
He freaking killed it.
I was laughing so hard when that moment happened. I just did not stop laughing.
Lord.
Oh, so hilarious. Can I use the gun? No, please. It'd be better if you used the gun.
Oh my god!
This is the most pleasant fun. Tiki and I are huge proponents of pleasantries in things. It's the fact there's like so much pleasantries amidst that fight. It was delightful.
Let's see. We have Atomic Beast in the comments. He says, "Hi guys. I do wonder how T'Challa convinced Thanos since his canon counterpart is seriously stubborn." Well, Atomic Beast, I'll just go ahead and use Honeybee's analogy here. He Steven Universed him. I feel like that's pretty much all we need to know. He probably gave him like some big moral speech, and I'm honestly fine with that.
We had a great line this episode. Sometimes the best weapon in your arsenal is a good argument. I just love everything. Everything that T'Challa says could be poster worthy. I dig it.
Let's see, and then of course, one of the things I love about Thanos is the running joke of people calling him a dictator and the genocide thing, and it's like, he takes it in stride. It's like, he knows. It's kind of like one of those things. It's like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, but I still think my plan had merit. It's like, just when it's like, Thanos, we can't get him to fully change, but it's
who else but Thanos? Claude, what are your thoughts on all this?
Like Thanos stuff?
Yeah, the Thanos stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was nice seeing him actually be like a good person for once. And be so villainy, even though there are like hints of it, kind of with him, with the whole dictator running gag thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I agree with that one comment that they pretty much did what Steven Universe did, and Steven Universe fight him in a way to be on T'Challa's side. So
yeah,
I like that.
All right, let's see. Mutali brings up that Nebula and Shala having a relationship was interesting. I really like Nebula. I do not like the Cha-Cha nickname.
Oh, come on. Cha-Cha was
cute. I don't know why. It bothers me.
It was cute.
It was like the one thing in this episode that was kind of like itchy in the background. I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know. It's a nitpick. Atomic Beast says, I kind of wish Taserface could fire actual tasers, and the rest of the Ravagers wonder why people think it's a joke.
Yeah, but
that'd be funny.
Yeah, that is Taserface's power in the comics. He shoots, or at least that was. I'm pretty sure it's in the comics, and they were going to adapt that in the movie, but they never showed it.
So one of the things I really love, again, I keep stressing the Ravagers. It's such the Ravagers essentially kind of are stand-ins for the Guardians of the Galaxy in this episode in a way. Like, they pretty much are, this rebel band of misfits. And I love that, man. Of course, we got Sean Gunn as Kraglin. It's nice to see him pop up after he got offed so quickly in Suicide Squad. Nice to have him getting another moment in the sun.
Yeah. The thing with T'Challa Star-Lord, one great design, with the whole what if Star-Lord had gotten these it's like what if Star-Lord had gotten the respect he deserved, hence Korath fanboying about him and wanting to join the Merry Brew, and with that Merry Brew, it just kind of made sense. I think the episode just kind of checked off all the proper boxes of okay, Peter wouldn't be betraying Peter betrays the Ravagers at the top of Guardians, but T'Challa would not do that because, as we see, he's become kind of the Robin Hood kind of folktale of the galaxy.
Yeah, totally.
Whipping him into shape, and in doing so, he's commanded so much, kind of respect and camaraderie. He has kind of turned the Ravagers into a really good makeshift Guardians team. Between now it's got a good diverse lineup too. You got Taserface, you got Korath, you got Thanos, and also we have a different daughter of Thanos in a relationship presumably with T'Challa here with Nebula, which also Nebula a lot healthier relationship with her father.
Yeah.
Not without its flaws, but they're getting there.
Yeah, I like that. It's a little tumultuous, but it's kind of the typical sort of my dad, the dictator, rolls eyes.
It's just the idea of Black Panther in space has put a lot of good in the MCU's cosmic sect, and that so we if this guy's the only one who could probably get a proper argument going against Thanos. I buy Infinity War Thanos would absolutely be swayed by T'Challa if he sat down and talked with him. I buy it.
All right, so let's see. That guy says, so in this universe, Groot never learns how to say we and our.
True.
All right. Mutali
maybe
points out she has
Groot
cybernetics and the blonde hair. That was definitely a good choice. I'm sorry, Claude. What were you saying? Claude?
No, I'm just saying maybe Groot was Baby Groot in this universe.
Possibly.
Well, he has to get
Baby
killed
Groot's
to be
Baby Groot
though.
in this universe? Yeah.
I don't know, but like I said, I really respect the fact that they resisted the temptation to show Rocket and Groot at all. And the one time we see Drax, it really makes sense in character that he'd be where he is and that he'd react how he reacts.
Yeah, and well, here's something interesting too. So, looking at just the two members of the Guardians that we do see in this, we have Drax and Peter Quill. Now, they're both very interestingly impacted by T'Challa in space. Where, for example, Drax's family's alive. He's a happy, everything's going great for Drax. And I think he's the bartender. Some people say Thanos is the bartender. I don't know if they're both bartenders. At the very least, I think Drax is. So
no, Drax is definitely the bartender.
Well, I know he's definitely the bartender, but apparently some people have labeled Thanos as I'm sorry, it's quibble, doesn't matter. Anyway, but yes. So Drax is here's the thing that ticks me off: the fact that they didn't reach out to Batista, and he wanted to do the voice of Drax, but somebody.
Yeah, I have no idea why that went down. That was weird.
I don't know if it was an agent or what, or something happened there. Basically, it's like, I don't know, maybe like the agent decided for him. It wasn't enough money in it. I don't know, but Batista would have liked to. I know he's wrapping up on the role in live action, but he still likes. He would have loved this because this kind of gives him the family and stuff. This kind of puts him back in that Guardians 1 space, which he loved. And on the other side, Peter Quill very negatively impacted because Ego's found him. So Peter Quill's going to become a battery, and no hope of getting out of that one.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So that guy says, random question: do you guys think that these new versions of characters will ever show up in the live action movie? I think it's honestly probably a fair bet.
The real question,
Captain Carter for sure.
I think the real question is, I think what we might be building up is, again, when we do that potential Guardians and or Avengers lineup with a bunch of the heroes. And if we do that with an Avengers lineup, and you could get away with this because what if, but this would be them really, I don't know how this would be perceived. I mean, obviously the missing member of that group would be T'Challa Star-Lord because you wouldn't have Boseman in live action.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But
yeah.
The argument could be made again. What if you could always recast, and it wouldn't be recasting the actor, it'd be recasting the multiverse version of the actor. Yeah. But then again, I don't know how that would go over, so I'm not sure that'd be the best.
Yeah, I don't know. that wouldn't go over well. I don't.
Well, I'm just saying. I'd imagine there would be a debate that would not be pretty.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely be down for seeing SoCal Thanos in live action, though.
That would be great. So, speaking of SoCal Thanos, I want to talk about the issues with the episode. Okay. So again, these are small issues, but just things that we don't exactly clarify. That kind of with the domino effect. I think everything else is really kind of again, it's vague enough where you can kind of fill in your own blanks and things work. But here's what doesn't work necessarily. So, I don't buy the Collector as like a kingpin on Thanos's level. That he would I think he's the biggest buy of the what if right here is the fact that the Collector would become this huge big bad and everything. Also, the thing that doesn't quite track, but there's enough wiggle room with the Ronin question. It was brought up earlier in the comments. I think it was Mutali. I'm not sure who said it, but the fact that Korath is sent to get the Power Stone by Ronin, and traditionally Ronin was sent there by Thanos. Now, I'm going to assume because Ronan does double cross Thanos in that movie that basically Ronan probably just wanted to do it anyway on his own. So I guess that's that's the only way that works. Otherwise, it's kind of like a Tesseract problem from the last episode. Mm-hmm. But what do you guys think about the Collector thing? Like, do you buy him becoming like a big bad on basically take Thanos' position in the galaxy?
Yeah, I honestly do buy it because honestly, like some of what the Collector does when you think about it is like in some ways scarier than Thanos because, like Thanos is like, he's got good intentions, but the Collector, he literally is like actively trying to take away free will and put you in a cage. I mean, it's like the slave allegory is very on point, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love T'Challa calling that out to Karina, and that inspires her. It was a great moment too. Like like history does not look kindly on men who put people in cages. So it was always a great line.
Let's see. Mm-hmm. So the one thing I will say about the Collector, though, God damn it, I want to see the tower in a Marvel. In the MCU proper, I want to see that. What is it? The Tivian,
the Tivan collection.
Yeah. I want to see that tower represented in live action or animation or where. And I thought this would be a great place to do it, but we didn't. But essentially, what we see is very like I know we're technically going back to the same place as as the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but what we see is very similar to the to Mission Breakout in a lot of ways.
Okay, a couple comments I want to address here. So Mutale says, I'm with you, by the way, Tiki. It'd be cool to see that in live action. But
especially because we have the Cosmo nod. It's like, once I saw Cosmo, I was like, oh, that's got to be a nod to Mission Breakout.
Well, he was in the first movie too, Tiki, so...
Yeah, okay, well...
I'm saying they moved the case into the other collection. I'm saying they moved the stuff, but it's... Anyway. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, yeah, so Mutali asked, is it Mears the Collector more muscular than usual? Yes, the idea is he's augmented himself and he's kind of geared up with all sorts of stuff from the collection that he's using. Basically, he used all of his collection to amass power is the idea, at least, which, I mean, it's cool. I won't make no mistake. It is cool seeing the Collector. That fight with the Collector is really cool. Again, it's a bit of a buy that he would be that powerful, but then again, I mean, he does have the resources when you think there might be credence to what Tiki's saying. I suppose is the point looking at it in a different light. Honeybee says, speaking of that, I bet there were a million Easter eggs in this episode. You're darn tootin', Honeybee. I'll admit, an Easter egg that does bother me, though. This one I really don't buy, though. I don't buy the both Cap, Shield, and Mjolnir would have been taken by the Collector. I don't know
yeah, when I saw the Shield, I was like, I don't know.
I mean, both of them. It's like one. Yeah. Maybe pick one. I mean, the Thor's hammer would be interesting, but I mean, I don't know, because I could buy that. He couldn't lift that hammer, but technically, you could it's the elevator thing with the hammer technology. You can maybe move the hammer. I don't know.
Let's see.
What about Howard Duck and his cameo?
Yes. Howard the Duck was awesome and voiced by Seth Green. And again, honestly, I want to see more done with Howard the Duck in the MC with the Seth Green interpretation. I thought it was really good.
Howard the Duck has been monkeys in the comments. He knows this. Like, he has been one of my absolute favorite things about the. I am such a fanboy of the fact that he exists in the first place. To me, I still think the Guardians of the Galaxy post-credit scene is maybe the best post-credit scene of all time for an MCU movie. Just because, I think it was just so appropriate, because here you have a movie where it's like you're pulling such an obscure franchise and you're making this big blockbuster out of it, this big crowd pleaser of a movie, and then right at the very end, you have Howard the frickin' Duck, the most infamous Marvel character, the Marvel character from the most infamous movie. I'm such a fan of how that's done. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of drolling on, but point being, I ate up every frickin' millisecond of when Howard the Duck was on screen. My God, I want to, anytime he's on screen, I just really... I want a whole Howard the Duck series. I want a Howard the Duck movie.
They almost made that.
I want a Howard the Duck e-ticket. I want a Howard the Duck meet and greet. All right, I'm done.
Well, interestingly, they almost made that series, but that was going to be on Hulu, and unfortunately they nixed that when they were cleaning house for Disney Plus. But on the other end of it, though, something I really liked with Howard the Duck in the episode. I mean, already just again. I think Seth Green's an excellent casting for Howard the Duck. We actually have him say a little bit more.
Casting. Yeah.
So what I loved is we got Chadwick Boseman to speak in that very regal manner to Howard the Duck. I mean, that's a 1 in a million shot.
Chef's
right
kiss. There. Chef's freaking kiss.
Right. Yeah. Right now,
honestly, when I saw it was such a great tease, because I thought at first oh my God, is Howard the Duck going to be in the whole episode? Is he going to have a major role showing him around? Nah, he's just going to fuck off. But okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And he's getting a drink with the bartender from Ragnarok, from Sakaar. There's the little.
I mean, I think this episode very much cements Howard the Duck as the first in canon alcoholic in the MCU.
Well, I mean, second. Let's be honest.
With Tony, I just think with Tony, they probably, are you counting Jessica or Tony?
Well, I mean, I was thinking Tony Stark. Also, if you want to be technical, Howard Stark. But I mean, that's what I'm saying.
All right, fair. But I don't know. I just Howard the Duck very much. That guy. He loves himself a good adult beverage.
He does. It's space booze.
Then again, so do I.
Right. So we had
could Contessa Valentina recruit Howard?
Only if she were desperate.
What do you think, Dragon?
Only if she were desperate. You know who absolutely. Okay, I'll tell you where we're going to see Howard next. Here's where we logically put him in the MCU.
Okay.
Deadpool 3.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, and like Guardians, I think Guardians 3 is probably going to come first, though.
Well, you're right about. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, you're right about that. I mean,
and I'm sure we'll see him in Guardians 3.
I mean, James Gunn has put him in each of the movies so far.
Yeah,
so it makes sense for him to
Christmas special too.
I'd love him for the.
Oh my God! What if he was the Scrooge of the Christmas special?
We'll see. We'll see.
It's never gonna happen. But. All right, so folks, as you can see, we can literally just fanboy out about Howard the Duck all day. I love him so much. Could he show up on Cosmic Rewind? Very possible, Monkey. Very possible. Howard the Duck could be in Love and Thunder. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he gets around.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly one of the things I love about Howard the Duck is like I just kind of feel like he's one of those characters where it's like he's such a weird character that he can pretty much fit into any setting that you put him in.
Yeah, now, here's something that guy in the comments brought up. He mentioned She-Hulk. Now, very famously, I believe during Civil War, when all the comics are doing something in relation to Civil War, She-Hulk had her run-ins with Howard the Duck, and she too is a fourth wall breaking character, and they kind of acknowledge they're going in that direction for the show. So Howard the Duck possibly could show up there. I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm just saying if they're doing the fourth wall, if they're doing the tongue-in-cheek She-Hulk, it could happen.
All right, so Honeybee says, when's the podcast specifically about just discussing Howard the Duck? Honeybee, you're listening to it, apparently.
Okay, anyways. Can we refocus just this?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
All right, so we had some other cool Easter eggs, like the Necro Sword, basically Hela's, headdress thing that produces like all sorts of swords and knives, and just seeing the Benicio del Toro wear it was cool. And the sad one, Korg's arm. He cut off Korg.
Oh my God, yeah.
He murdered Korg.
Jesus Christ.
The
hey man, I'm Zombie Korg. Can I eat your brains, man?
I keep telling you,
I just want a little nibble.
Happen.
I just want a little nibble, man. I just want a little nibble of your brains, man.
Zombie.
All right. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So, the heist that brings us to the Collector was really good. Again, I really love Nebula as a femme fatale, giving her the hair and calling him Cha-Cha and everything. And it's
Dragon. There's a couple other people in the comments that agree with me about not liking Cha-Cha.
I liked it.
Honeybee's one of them. Monkey, I'm curious that you're here. How do you feel about Cha-Cha?
Again, I just like that we're getting like a daughter of Thanos. Andy's just going to
This is great. Sorry, Dragon. Korg looks at Bucky. Hey, man, can I have that arm? All right. Sorry, Dragon.
Yeah, well, again, I don't know. It's the whole femme fatale thing. I like that it's a different dynamic with a daughter of Thanos that he's got there, which again is really kind of nice and reflective of Star. I mean, honestly, one of the buys that T'Challa would call himself Star-Lord, but if you look at the title, it's a Star-Lord, and that he's kind of like he's a prince, ergo a lord, and he's a star. So I mean, it's enough to buy. That's what I'm saying. So anyone really trying to connect the dots, like how would all this really, the people who are overanalyzing it outside of just having the fun ride of the episodes, like would all of this really connect? Well, again, there's wiggle room there, and at least it tracks. At least it makes some sort of sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so something we should talk about. This is important though. We kind of skipped over this. We should talk about the origin. So in the base of the big what if moment that happened, that gave us the episode.
I love this. I love this pattern. This is one of my favorite things about the show. The pattern isn't like it's not ever what you think it's going to be. Like the event, if you will, wasn't okay. Like Peggy Carter is just going to get drafted into into Steve Rogers' place. No, it's the fact that she just decided to stay in the room. And with this, it's like, it's not that they picked up Shala as like Wakanda royalty or anything. It's just literally that Yondu sent boys to do a man's job, if you will.
Mhm.
And he sent a couple of dum-dums down to Earth, and this is what happened. I love that stuff.
Taserface
I
and
love how
Kraglin.
insignificant these changes are and how much it adds up.
Yeah, and I love just the idea that it kind of opened up, like, T'Challa getting all the respect, from the Ravagers and everyone, was that we don't have the whole thing where Peter Quill's kind of fell for the whole, they were going to eat me. He didn't fall for that. He wasn't intimidated by that. In fact, yeah, kid, you really don't seem scared by any of this. Like, no, I want to see the stars, man. I want to get out of Wakanda. It's like, well, why don't we go all over the world? And I love that T'Challa, when he has a big kind of fork in the road moment, and this is what I really love about the episode, is that we going through a really crazy kind of path of, like, all the good that he's done in the galaxy and everything, going on adventures and going up against the Collector and everything. We do bring it home to kind of where one of the next places would be with Star-Lord. Like, do you go home or do you stay in space once given the choice? And we get to see that so rarely do our characters get to go home again, or like, do they take the choice to go home because we don't want the franchise then? It's like, hey,
I gotta say
that
was one of my biggest disappointments with Endgame, is that we literally got no reaction at all to Peter Quill being back on Earth.
Well, it's because he's going to look for Gamora. He doesn't have time to stay on Earth.
I get that, but I mean, I don't know. I just think there should have been, like, at least a reaction shot or a line or something.
Well, to be fair, his big site was, like, destroyed. Destroyed campus. It wasn't really much of, like, there's the Earth.
Okay, I get that. That's
what I'm saying. Guardians 3, I would hope, would probably circle us back there, but
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe Guardians 3 starts with him, like, kind of like trying to lead a double life on Earth and with the Guardians, maybe, or something like that. I don't know.
No, we'll see. Maybe the Christmas.
Monkey says my headcanon is Quill stopped by Epcot before leaving the planet. Yeah, I could see that. And Monkey, I could also see Quill being, like, really pissed off, like, where's Horizons? What is this?
Yeah, so
crack. I mean, it's cool, but I miss the old cheesy stuff. Seriously, Dragon, you can just picture Chris Pratt having a theme park nerd breakdown, can't you?
Oh yeah, again. So yeah, it's also the big lie in the episode is kind of getting over was this really interesting thing of, okay, so Yondu was lied to him about Wakanda being destroyed, which again I was taking at face value with the child, like, oh god, I was
too, and I was like, oh my god, that's a big development.
Just kind of finding the ship in the Dora Milaje outfit.
What I liked about that at first was I was like, oh man, that's kind of like the the yang to the yin of Thanos being stopped. You know what I mean? It's the price that we paid for Thanos being stopped.
Yeah, I mean, it broke my heart. It was a beautiful scene. I'm a sucker for King T'Chaka. I love Black Panther's father, especially when we see him in the outfit, when we have, like, the young flashback to him. But that beautiful thing, like, he was looking for his son. He hopes that he'll be returned one day. And
guys, I want to. Sorry, Dragon. Sorry, go ahead.
And seeing him get to have that reunion with his son at the very end, and even, like, he and Yondu get to chat a little bit. It was nice.
I just want to point out some comments here. Keep up the comments, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's see. So that guy says, do you think the final episode of the show is going to be what if the MCU has a zombie apocalypse? It would certainly be a bold finale.
I'm pretty sure we're not, given the trailer for next week.
Wait, is the trailer for next week the zombies?
I mean, assuming I saw it right, yeah, it's going to be, it's what if Spider-Man became
I'm excited.
I think it's what if Spider-Man became a zombie hunter, which ergo is Marvel Zombies.
Okay. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that's next week, but then again, I trust nothing.
Wait, Tom Holland's Spider-Man? Oh, wait.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be. They didn't get him to do the voice because.
Oh, could you imagine if it was just, like, randomly Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Holland, like a sound-alike for Holland, but who knows?
And then it's like Tobey Maguire just turns to the camera like, "See you in December, folks." Da, 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 da. All right. Anyways. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get
John Kelling in the comments.
Vitaly says, I guess what Tiki would want is maybe after Tony's funeral. He comments, yeah, exactly, Vitaly. Like, it doesn't have to be literally right when he gets there. but just some sort of comment, some sort of reaction, something. I don't know. Let's see. Monkey says, I officially imagined how Quill in front of Peter in front of Mission Space would look. He knocks Drax popcorn out of his hand. Oh God. Oh yes, that's good, Monkey. That's good. Oh boy. All right. Okay. Oh God, guys, you're killing it in the comments here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, grandfather. Yeah, I don't know about the grandfather bit. Why are children doing political dances on the internet? Okay. What if there was Honeybee? To be fair, Brian Tyrese Henry is going to be he is LGBT in the Eternals.
Well,
That's confirmed,
we've had Valkyrie too, so
that's true. That's true too. Yeah.
And I
So,
mean, if you can't. Well, then again, you split hairs like Jessica Jones has had gay characters, in
and
it,
also
so.
technically Joe Russo,
Yeah, there you go.
or was it Anthony? I forget which
Well,
one.
I know. Now you got me questioning the Russo. I think it's Joe Russo.
Bucky says have Reeve Carney voice Spider-Man. If you guys aren't familiar, that's the one who performed as him in the Broadway show. That'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
John Kelling says Josh Keaton Spider-Man did a great job with, of course, very famously one of the best of the animated Spider-Mans. It would be awesome if they got him playing Spider-Man in kind of an MCU adjacent thing.
And then Vitali says the zombie hunter Spidey looks like Garfield. Well, that would definitely be the unexpected one, right?
I'd be really impressed if they did that.
Because we all want to see Toby, but it's like Garfield's like, Toby's coming. You're gonna have to wait. You got me now. All right. Anyways. Okay. Anything else we need to discuss here?
Let's see. So overall, I want to hit this. This is saying stylistically and maybe kind of a model for the what if stuff that we've been kind of talking about in the first episode, and maybe something to kind of keep track of. I think we found a more natural way of taking the iconic bits from the film or the character in question, which in this case Guardians of the Galaxy, and inverting them. As in, for example, the Milano is the Mandela for Nelson Mandela. We have a Yondu. Working with Star-Lord at the top verse. But again, it's like the similar thing of we kind of have the fake out of like Star-Lord's walking to the temple instead of dancing to the temple. So we're using our bits from the movie, but we're reconfiguring them. Like a Ravager never flies solo. That hilarious bit where that's where we're moving the Yondu arrow bit. So we're taking bits from the movie, just reconfiguring where they go, and it's not just like a beat by beat.
I mean, we're taking bits from the movie, but like this is very much its own thing. I mean, it's that's
what I'm saying. We found a good mix of that, Tiki. We're not just
the biggest thing that has in common with the movie is like a couple of shared locations and characters.
Yeah,
but really that's about it.
Yeah, like we're not just filling in blanks. We're just kind of we're letting the story kind of direct where it is naturally, and we're throwing those in as like kind of accoutrements to like just kind of like feel natural. Okay, well, yeah, we're in you're in that story. You're in kind of that familiar setting. Yeah.
We have John Kelling who says, "What if Phil Coulson didn't die?"
Well, that would be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Honestly, John, I'm kind of surprised they haven't brought Coulson back yet into the MCU proper. I'm honestly surprised they've held off on that because, like, with all the multiverse stuff, it's like there must be an easy way to.
Well, he's supposed to pop up in one of the episodes. Clark Gregg. I just don't know where. Which one.
I mean, to be fair, we did have him in Captain Marvel, so that was a nice taste of him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Let's see. That guy says, sorry, Claude. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say I wonder if we ever see Wanda or Vision and What If.
Well, Paul Bettany's supposed. Oh, they're both going to be in there. I don't know if we're going to specifically do like a what if for WandaVision, but the two of them are slated to appear in something.
What if WandaVision had a Friends episode?
Nice.
Imagine.
What if
Look at
Ultron?
me, Wanda! I am the holiday armadillo.
Oh God.
And Agnes is Phoebe, I'm guessing.
That's on brand.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's perfect.
Smelly
cat.
Monica.
Monica would just be Monica.
Yeah, oh God.
Monica Rambeau.
It was smelly cats all along. Okay, anyways.
Tiki, something you neglected to do at the top, you should probably do now. The poll for the episode.
Oh my God! Thank you so much, Dragon. Yeah. So, guys, very happy for y'all voting in the polls. Thank you so much for continuing it. This episode got a 5 out of 5. Last week's episode got a 3 out of 5. So, this week's episode climbs to first place in the ranking. So, we're going to be doing this for every episode of What If, and at the end, we'll have a nice solid ranking. And of course, for every, I'm sure we'll get more than 5 out of 5. So we're going to kind of tally up everything for that. So we'll kind of get into the minutia of it as we go along. But let's see, we have 4 out of 5 is 31%, 3 out of 5 is 22%, 2 out of 5 is 11%, and for some reason, a couple of you guys voted a 1 out of 5. I don't know what that's about. I mean, it's subjective, It's I'm not going to say like, hey, don't you dare give it a bad review.
No, I won't say I don't do it. I can say it sounds crazy to me, but that's just me.
So, yeah, guys, keep it up. And also, just to address it right now, Nickelodeon debates, Nicktoons debates. Thank you guys so much for voting in those polls as well. We're officially going with Nicktoons. And then, you know what? To be fair, I think since Disney Parks did get a lot of votes between the two polls, I don't want to confirm this officially yet, guys, so don't quote me on this. Something could pop up, but I think Disney Parks could be a good bet for September. Anyways. Okay. What if Captain Marvel made her first appearance in a good movie? The world will never know that guy.
What If only has so many. There's some limits to What If. Only Jeffrey Rush can only do so much magic.
All right.
All right.
Okay. I think we've pretty much run the gambit, right?
Yeah,
I keep going in the comments because you guys are great, but let's see. John Kelling addresses. I'm still not understanding how T'Challa got the codename Star-Lord. Dragon, you brought up. You're kind of thinking it has something to do with like he's royalty. He's among the stars. It's a like I feel like with Peter Quill, it was definitely like a vanity/ego thing, pun intended. And
well, remember, Peter Quill was his mother who gave him the name Tiki.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was questioning it, but then you look at it, even the episode title.
It's been a hot minute since I've rewatched Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
So again, you look at the episode's title, A Star-Lord, and T'Challa's all humble about it, but that's where like the nickname, kind of like where the Robin Hood nickname came from, where he's technically he was a prince and he wanted to explore the stars, and I love that he called that out too by the end when he's kind of meeting his father and everything and kind of covering for Yondu. He's like, hey, I made the choice. I chose to leave home. And I love that his choice to leave home, by the way, was consistent with he wanted to expand the Wakandan border. He wanted to kind of interact with the rest of the world. He wanted to get out there. So he's very consistent where he kind of goes in the Black Panther story, which is nice.
Okay, let's see. Captain Marvel is definitely going to show up. We've seen footage of her, but obviously not in this episode. Okay, so Dragon, I think we've pretty much covered all our bases on this, right?
Yeah, that's
okay. Claude, anything else you want to get in there that you haven't got the chance to say yet?
I can think of, no.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Rewatching Guardians will be weird when seeing this episode. Indeed, Mutal. Honestly, I've kind of been thinking I'm just about due for a Guardians Volumes 1 and 2 rewatch. I am just about due for that. So, yeah.
Before we go, just to kind of shout out too. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but you know what? The little kind of didn't it make you feel all kind of warm and fuzzy? It's the little Chadwick Boseman kind of tribute at the end of the episode.
Oh my god! I mean, anytime we get something like that, it always does. But yeah, I think it was very, very well worded and classy.
And again, I just think the whole episode, there was so much. And again, you have to understand they didn't know what was going to happen to when they recorded this like 3 years ago, from what I understand. So just. Again, it was just they just knew that the strength of the character, which again the man kind of just was so in tune with in life, and it just kind of makes the episode retroactively even more special. It's the fact of like, man, look at all the good that this man has done galactically, and it kind of spins from what good he did in the role and what good the man has just kind of done in life. It's something really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a roll call here. We'll last off. John Kelling says, "The sun will never set on the Wakandan Empire in space."
Ooh.
Okay, so big shout out to John Kelling, that guy, Mutali, Honeybee, Monkey, and let's see. Am I missing anyone, Dragon? I think I got it. Atomic Beast,
yeah.
Atomic Beast, of course.
Yeah.
The one and only. Am I missing anyone else, Dragon? I think that's it.
That guy, Honeybee,
That guy,
Mutali.
Honeybee, Mutali, Atomic Beast, Monkey.
Yep, that's everyone.
Okay, cool. You guys rock. Seriously, you guys were rocking in the comments. Claude, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, guys, check back tomorrow night for Monsters at Work. And be a fun night. Okay, so let's see. That'll do it for us this week as we holster our remotes. Till the next installment calls for the draw. Mano y mano. Just Plus. And us.
When you're out of luck, always go duck.
But Wanda, we were on a break.
Viz.
Rest in peace, Chadwick